Not doing it.
And of course, Jables is just.
Let me, I can leave.
Yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Can't make me.
Okay, I'm leaving.
No.
I got food to eat anyway.
We have stuff to talk about.
Oh.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
You said we weren't doing it, though.
You said he
no,
wasn't
talk
doing
about
it
me doing
'cause
the
he's a
intro. Everybody, welcome to Lister Saints of Discord. I had a pretty fun week. I got my mom into watching South Park.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Got the whole, oh, this show's actually pretty funny and smart sort of thing. Because it is. Also
Can't
got my mom
imagine
into
she'll be
playing
much of a
Hogwarts
fan of the
Legacy.
vulgarity. Oh, Digigames.
Yeah, she's playing it right now. Yep. Yeah, my mom is not a. She's okay with like swearing. South Park is actually pretty good about swearing having a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So she's relatively okay with that. I also chose like very specific episodes to show her.
Yeah. I have a feeling that Mama Jables wouldn't handle the gross out stuff quite as well.
Yeah, I didn't show her any. I showed her the Mormon episode, the Scientology episode.
Gotcha.
And then the Panderverse special.
Put a check in and make a lame gay.
Yeah, put a check in it, make her gay. Yeah. Yeah, she really liked that. And that stemmed from us talking about Black Snape. Which, Rimshee, that article, legit, when I pulled it up on my phone, the article that you sent, my screen started bugging. It went to, like, TV static.
Interesting.
Yeah, that whatever that webpage is fucked.
Yeah. I believe it.
I looked into it myself afterwards, and apparently, like, there were rumors about Rowling potentially filing a lawsuit swirling last year, but nothing ever came of it. She never actually filed anything.
Yeah, like when the article tried to kill my phone, I decided to Google it and see if like there was just another webpage that was talking about it. There isn't. So. But thanks for trying to kill my phone, Rimshee. That was really cool.
Hey. You're welcome.
No. Next week I might have my setup outside if the weather's nice. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Streaming from the backyard.
Well, you're also on a laptop, so that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I got this big old TV over here. It's acting as my second monitor.
Yeah, I have a single monitor. It's an ultra wide. It's it's this wide. But only about this tall.
Yep.
Which is very nice when gaming, because I've got it on a monitor arm, so I just pull it closer when I want to fill my field of view with the camera. Or with the game I'm playing.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing I did is went back to my hometown yesterday just to check it out, and I'm trying to drive more because I haven't driven consistently in so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you hit rural areas, you need that driver's
went
license.
to check out my hometown. Huh?
Once you hit
rural areas, you need that driver's license.
I only stopped driving when I moved to Seattle.
Exactly.
Yeah, 11 fucking years
statement
ago.
was more for anyone watching, because no one's watching. Anyone who watches on VOD.
Yeah, because also for like European people, where it's just like, why don't you take a train to the countryside? It's like,
Yeah, my hometown has trains that go through it, but that's for grain. No people. There's no people trains.
I say, like, there's a lot of Europeans even now who still don't have the perspective. It's just like, yeah, the lower 48 is bigger than your entire continent.
My state is bigger than the country.
My state's bigger than several of their countries.
Yeah.
Like, despite, like, various, like, oh, it was blah, 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 or like some of an oil conspiracy, it's like, no, cars are definitely much more relevant here for a varied number of reasons.
Well, there was a lot of like,
I'm not
after
saying that
cars
didn't
were
happen.
invented,
It did happen.
There was a lot of interference from oil companies to prevent like high-speed trains to be made and stuff. Which, by the way, I don't know where you guys stand. This is an acceptable political thing that we can get into. Is I'm very pro trains for public transportation around our country. I want more trains. Yeah.
I'm not opposed. It's just there are some areas of the country where, due to the geography and just sheer expanse, where it's not financially viable or feasible.
Yeah. Yeah, when I went to visit my hometown, I got stopped by the cop.
Our smallest state, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rhode Island.
State is Rhode Island, right?
19, 20, 21, 22. Our smallest state is larger than 22 European countries.
Yeah.
On its own.
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole I like going down, is Europeans react to the actual size of the U.S.
Oh, sorry, no, it's larger than 21. It's around the same size as Transylvania. Or not, no, Transylstria. Whatever that one is.
Yeah.
Now, the ones I like to see are the ones that like react to the size of Texas. And then realizing, that's just Texas. Here's the rest of the country.
Yeah. And then there's Alaska, which is like 2.5 times the size of Texas.
Yeah, it's roughly half the size of the lower 48.
Yeah.
Most of it's uninhabited.
I won, when I was like 10.
And yet
I
more
won
people
$5
still
off
live in
of
Alaska than Wyoming.
When I was like 10, I won $5 off of a classmate on a bet that Alaska was bigger than Texas. Shout out to Daniel Beamer. You still owe me my science kit. I know that was like 25 years ago, but whatever.
Didn't forget.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, dude. First friend I ever had, his grandparents are selling their house. That was weird to see.
Hmm.
And then I saw the house that I grew up in, and it's like a totally different color now. The yard's all different. There's different fences and stuff. That was weird to see. And then my school has changed a lot.
More or less shotguns?
Less, I believe. They're like a modern school now, from the looks of things.
Is your high school?
And my high school, elementary, and junior high were all on the same campus. It's that small of a school.
That's right.
K through 12, just there.
I mean, like you already knew about some changes, like we talked about how they got rid of the very nice totem pole that they were donated because bullshit.
They should have just kept it for like school history stuff, and a lot of native kids go there. It's fine. I don't think it was culturally insensitive.
Yeah, but political correctness is a plague.
Well, there was a law passed in the state that schools can't have Native American type mascots anymore.
Because political correctness is a plague.
Yeah, I guess. To be fair, the mascot was just the Indians. So, I'm not... If it was like a specific tribe or something, I think that'd be okay.
I would say is like, if you want to keep Native Americans and their history and stories relevant in the public eye, it's counterproductive to erase their iconography from the public eye.
Yeah. You get two choices.
I don't... Yeah, and I don't mind them like changing the mascot and stuff. I just wish they would have kept the totem pole, because even the totem pole, the top of it was an eagle, and they changed their mascot to the Eagles. I think it would have been fun.
Yeah, I just say that more people should take the Kansas City approach, where it's just like, your name and iconography is insensitive, and the Chiefs management response was like, go fuck yourselves. We're not changing it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they did end up changing it.
Well, I think high schools are...
No, that was the Redskins. That was the Redskins.
That's right.
And that's only because Dan Snyder is a massive piece of shit.
To be fair, it was kind of wild that we had a team called the Redskins. Let's be honest about that.
I saw a Native American guy get interviewed about it, and he's like, I don't understand. He's basically like, I don't understand what your fucking white people's problem is. It's like, we paint our faces fucking red for all kinds of fucking dances and rituals and other kinds of shit. It's like, this is just facts. This is what we do.
Yeah,
normal for human.
That's one thing that I've been trying to get through to my mom is she's just like on Facebook way too much. You know what I'm saying?
That's always a problem.
And so when I showed her the Pandaverse the South Park Pandaverse special, at the end of that, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it, it's Cartman was like sending like 12,000 letters a day to Kathleen Kennedy calling her a cunt. And so she was doubling down on pandering in all the movies and TV shows that she was sort of greenlighting. But it's because Cartman was writing the 12,000 letters, so she was getting all this hate mail. And to respond to the hate, she was doubling down, and it was just because it was one loud voice. And then they doubled down and shit. Yeah. Crab, what rifle are you talking about? That guy? Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
He's talking about the one on the pegboard.
Yeah. No, that's just a pellet gun.
Owie. Trying
It's
to
a
eat
pellet
little bit.
rifle.
Well, yeah, it is strong enough to kill small game.
No, it's got rifling in it. That's what makes it a rifle.
I mean, your average air rifle, even just like the standard like pellet gun things, like them can still seriously hurt you. Potentially crack your skull.
Oh yeah, that one can kill you if you hit somebody right. That's for sure. My dad killed a turkey with it a few months ago.
Turkeys are good sized birds.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should go hunting in my backyard and kill a turkey around Thanksgiving.
Well, we shoot all the turkeys with the pellet gun. You have to hit them like just right to kill them with that thing.
Oh, I'm fully aware, and I'm
Right now-
mostly joking because I'm in California, where I would be executed for killing a turkey without the state's permission.
Right now we're shooting them. We're shooting them with the pellet gun now because we're trying to discourage them from roosting in the yard because they just shit everywhere. They have the nastiest shit.
Mm-hmm. It's it's kind of funny.
But
Like,
I can shoot a can off the back fence, which is about 50 yards from the door. So at about 50 yards, I can shoot a can with that thing. It's pretty.
speaking
sweet.
of turkeys, like, you ever play a game and like you just keep discovering new stuff about it?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I was not aware of the fact that the turkeys in the game can fly
Oh yeah.
until I saw it happen. I'm like, holy shit!
Well, that's why we're shooting the turkeys to keep them out of the yard because they'll fly up into the trees and roost in those at night.
No, I mean, I know actual turkeys can fly, but
okay.
I had never seen them fly in the game before.
Oh, nice. I recently, just this last week, found out that in the game Kid Chameleon, when all the like little gems that you collect, you actually use for power-up stuff. Had no idea. I've been playing that game since I was a kid. Didn't know that there was a special button combo. Yeah.
Another thing I learned while playing Red Dead Redemption 2 that kind of made my heart accelerate in my chest pretty quickly. And Rimshee probably knows what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry.
I
could
didn't
you
realize
repeat
that the night folk. Another thing that happened in Red Dead Redemption 2 recently that made my heart really accelerate, because I didn't know it was a thing, and Rimshee, you will know what I'm talking about probably. I didn't realize that the night folk could attack during the day. That was unknown to me.
Yeah.
And
I
that
gotta
was
play more of that game.
that was pleasantly terrifying. Because I'm just walking through the swamp, like picking flowers and berries and shit. And all of a sudden I see somebody dart into a bush. And I'm like, the fuck was that? And I look around and I see like another one like roll behind a tree. And I'm like, oh no, 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 no.
Another thing I did, because I've just been like exposing things that my mom had misconceptions about to her, essentially. You know, showing her South Park, getting her into Hogwarts Legacy, all that jazz. I also
Get her
just
into the
like started
devil's
playing
magic.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Yeah. Which kind of led to us getting into a bit of an argument because she was like, see, this is why I don't like these games, because kids are like emulating these sorts of games by talking all gangster and stuff and doing crimes. And I was like, Mom, I agree. Kids should not play this game. It's rated M for mature. She's like, well, but... Okay.
That reminds me of I was watching Razor play Doom: The Dark Ages last night,
Yeah.
and he was
How is that
talking
game?
about
I
it's
haven't
like
really
you know
heard anything about it. I've just seen people playing it. I haven't really heard anything if it's good or bad.
most of the people that I've seen play it have reacted relatively positively about it. Mahler doesn't really like the mech sections, and I can understand why. Watching him play them, it's like, this seems really slow, which just doesn't fit Doom. Also, the dragon sections seem really, really fucking basic when it comes to their mechanics. Could have done more with that.
Okay.
But it's not as you don't have to. There's not as much of an emphasis on like the whole like weapon swapping. This is the best weapon to pull for this enemy, or you need to do this to a certain enemy that Doom Eternal was.
Okay.
Its focus is a bit different. But as he was playing, and he's like, he mentions like, you know, he's like, I hate the whole aim down sight thing, or like aim down optic shit that you see in a lot of shooter video games. He's like, because that's not how shooting guns works.
What do you mean?
And like that, like it zooms in, like it takes up like the vast majority of the screen, and like there's like this huge focus on the iron sights. So he's like, in reality, your brain filters a bunch of that shit out when you're actually shooting. He's like, this in no way gives you like any way an analogous experience to what actual shooting is. Because like you mentioning the Grand Theft Auto thing just now, it's like that fucking asshole is like, oh, it's like these are murder simulators that train children how to do. It's like, no, it don't.
Yeah.
If you think you could shoot because you could shoot in Call of Duty, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
A lot of the conversations like that I've been having with my mom since I've been here have just been like, it's literally, she just hasn't had anybody that had a contradictory opinion about it. So I say like two things, and she's like, oh, good point. That's it.
And that tends to be the case a lot of the time.
And that's like the end of the conversation.
Is that they don't really know anybody who actually has experience.
Yeah, we've been talking like conspiracy theories lately because she knows that I'm involved in a lot of those communities because they're fun for me. So she's like asking, so what do you think about this or that? And then I obviously know about it because I'm a glutton for all that type of shit.
Yeah.
We did.
What's her thoughts on the moon landing?
Oh, she believes it happened. I don't know. I don't think we've talked. Actually, I need to check. I don't think we've talked about the moon landing.
I'm just gonna say it for people who watching later. We went to the moon. We did.
We went to the moon.
Did we?
The Soviets and the communist Chinese acknowledged that we did. And there was absolutely no benefit for them to admit that.
Unless you're some
Did we
crazy,
go-
crazy conspiracy theorist.
Well, you know, back in that time, Stanley Kubrick was actually working on.
Shut the fuck up, Jables.
I actually found out recently that there's a found footage movie that has to do with that plot.
Oh, grab. What do you think about Sputnik? Funny name. Reminds me of potatoes. That's what I think about Sputnik.
Yeah, the
Once
reality
the
is...
astronauts went up, children only wanted to play with space toys.
The reality is that the U.S. government was actually planning on faking the moon landing, but they discovered it would cost more to do everything they needed in order to make it believable than it would to just land on the moon.
By the way, the fact that they went to the moon on technology that was weaker than the calculator I used in my pre-calculus class is insane.
Yeah, the fact that
like, also,
this thing,
like,
technically speaking,
the other
has more
factor
computing
was,
power.
is that they're astronauts, like the people that were actually doing the missions and like did the flybys of the moon. Like their astronauts told them, it's like, yeah, we could land if you have something that we could fly and land in, we could do it.
Oh,
and they're like, okay, let's fucking do it.
I learned something very interesting that happens to people when they're in space for a long period of time. The skin and the calluses on their feet start to just fall off.
Yeah. It's like degloving,
they're
but
not
for
walking.
your foot.
Yeah, but, well, it's more like super exfoliation. All the dead skin, all the calluses just go away. So apparently, when you come back from space, you have really
just
soft
sloughs off.
Yeah. That's why they're always wearing socks.
So otherwise there'd just be skin bits everywhere.
Yeah, you can't have skin bits floating around all over the place.
Yeah, imagine breathing in
One, because
someone
it's bad
else's
for the
foot.
instruments. Also, that's just horrifying.
Yeah, imagine breathing in someone else's foot.
I didn't want to, but thanks.
Not their foot smell, but their foot.
Their foot. Imagine it just comes off as like a whole foot glove, and it's floating around, and
Also,
you kick somebody from across the room because your foot.
In the case of like, especially in the case of the first moon landing, the Apollo 11 mission, like the guy that they had on the stick was Neil Armstrong, which that motherfucker could fly anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like people if you want a good time, like look into Neil Armstrong and all the shit that man did throughout his career.
Well, yeah.
Incredible fucking pilot.
So, there's a lot of talk about, like, how you name your child is really important and stuff. They named their kid's name was Neil Armstrong. He was gonna do something cool. Period.
It's like the
name.
only other pilot that I would even potentially put at or above him would probably be Chuck Yeager.
Rimshee, I'm sorry, you're not even
those
making
dudes
the
could
list
fly
in Sarah's eyes. That's rude.
He wasn't a pilot, he was a crew chief.
Yeah. Why would I be worried about
He's not going to be offended. He's like, I didn't fly anything.
Officially.
I just try to take every opportunity to shit on Rimshee, okay? We know this.
I mean, I'm looking in outhouses for ammo.
Oh, another thing I did, I taught my mom. I taught my mom how to play beer pong.
That must have been interesting. Yeah.
Well, we just put water in the cups and stuff.
Yeah, who didn't cry when they realized the dog never came back? Fuck the Russians.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about a lot of the stuff that the U.S. did.
I mean, like, there's definitely a lot of dark stuff that happened in the space race.
Yeah, can't deny that.
Did you know the invention of the microwave was because they were trying to they were trying to develop a technology to thaw people out so we could do cryogenic freezing?
No, that's not what happened. It
They
was actually
froze
because
rats.
they realized that it's because of the power of the microwave radars.
Yeah, because radars produce microwaves.
Yeah.
And they noticed that things that were mounted near the radars were getting really, really damned hot.
Yeah.
They're like, there could be other applications for this.
Sorry, it's one of the applications that they tested. There, is that better?
Just like the guy who created super glue developed it on accident, basically, while he was trying to create an optic for the military.
Nice.
I missed part of that. What was created?
The guy who created super glue did it on accident while he was trying to develop an optic for the military.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is actually really good glue.
Yeah, and instantly bonds to skin.
Yep.
Also, when comes in contact with certain fabrics, will melt the fabric.
Start smoking it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I learned that the hard
Not
way when I
smoke.
was trying to glue some shoes
Smoke.
back together.
Which, that's actually what they do in professional wrestling. If, like, they need to come in and stop somebody who's bleeding real quick, because they'll come in and they'll fucking glue your head shut.
Oh, they'll do that at hospitals too. Like if it's like bad enough that you almost need stitches, they have medical grade super glue that they'll just glue you shut with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not just hospitals. They sell that shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, like, liquid bandage is basically just like a very lower form of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking liquid
super-
bandage. I'm talking like straight up,
I
hey,
know.
it's super glue.
Yeah, I've
I'm saying, you know,
thrown
like,
some. I've
a lot of
some
stuff has
crazy
been
glue on a
developed
wound
from
or
it.
two.
Yep.
Oh.
Sometimes you just gotta.
Another small town thing. My dad went to one of the small town hospitals around here to just like get some scans, and he had an appointment, and he showed up a little early, you know, because whatever. And like nobody was doing anything, and they're like, "We can just squeeze you in right now." It's like, all right, cool. Just like no wait times.
That can happen in bigger cities too. It's just less likely.
It was literally the only people in the hospital were the people that worked there and my dad. That's it.
Just imagine, you know, like a comedy scene. It's like some dude who comes in, like, trying to hold his arm on, and there's like these bored people behind the counter. It's like, oh, you're the first person to come in today. How you doing? Like, kind of dying. It's like, oh, we could maybe do something about that.
Yeah.
No,
Well, every time I've
rural area,
every
we're
time I've
talking a
broken
farmer. My arm just came off in the harvester again. I need to get it sewn on.
Like, damn it, Jim. We done told you about that damn harvester of yours.
Yeah, wife made me come in. But the field needs to get planted, so can you do this quick?
Yeah, that hospital is the same hospital I went to every time I broke a bone, and it's literally just been walk. My dad would just like call ahead. Hey, we think we got a broken bone. We're heading over. All right, see you when you get here. And then you just walk in the door, and they're like, X-rays over here. Just immediately rush there and get it done. Yeah.
Still like this, right? It's like, Dad? It's like, yep. Adrenaline's wearing off. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's on it.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. I think the shock's starting to wear off, and it's starting to hurt. Got it.
Yeah, I only ever got broken bones while I was active duty.
I've broken like 7 or 8 bones.
I've only
And
managed
yes,
to
I am
break
counting
one.
times that I broke my pinky toe.
Yep, that's the only thing that I've managed to break.
I've broken the tip of this finger. I've broken this hand.
How'd you break the
And
tip?
I broke my heel. And both tibias at the same time.
Yeah.
Although, the tibias were just chip fractures, so not too terribly bad.
Nice.
Yeah, that's still like one of the like worst things that you can break though is your heel, because there's just like a high likelihood of it never fully healing right.
Yeah, I've seen Rimshee hobble around in real life.
It shattered. But I didn't need surgery to get it back into place right.
Yeah, Rimshee's a cripple. He has a cane.
I actually do.
I know, that's why I said it. It's actually a cool one. It folds up pretty cool.
Yeah, that's my travel one. I've got a nicer one. I think it's in my closet somewhere, but my son's shit is in the way, so...
I gotta get you
Actually,
a cane.
I'll take a quick... I'll check real quick.
My dad's got multiple canes, or has had multiple canes. He's got a sword cane.
Larry, subscribe tier 1. 67 months. Currently on 67 month streak.
Larry!
Thanks, Larry. Larry. Not much. Talking about stuff. Got my mom watching South Park and playing Hogwarts Legacy. It's been pretty cool.
So, I want to talk to you, Jables, about that movie trailer I shared.
Oh, yes. Weapons. Or weapons, or whatever.
Yeah, it's Weapons. Coming out August 8th. Directed by Zach Kregler. Or Kreger, I believe is his name. Who some people might know from Whitest Kids You Know.
That's where I know him from, and this explains why he hasn't been on the fucking live streams with the other Whitest Kids You Know guys.
Hey, he's doing horror movies.
Yeah. He was still popping in every once in a while, but he was like, I can't talk about what I've been doing. Like a bitch.
So, Jables and I actually saw his first movie.
Barbarian. Yeah.
And it was alright.
I enjoyed it.
There were definitely some moments in that movie where I was kind of sitting a little further back in my seat, where it's just like, It also had a really cool misdirect. Because, like, I was for sure in the start of the movie that a certain character was going to be, like, villainous in some way. And then the film just completely blindsided me. It's just like, nope, that's not what's happening.
Wait, which character?
Bill Skarsgård's character.
Oh, yeah.
I thought for sure something was going on with him. It's just like, nope.
No, just a well-written movie with a good twist.
Also, deeply disturbing themes in that movie.
Yeah, I can't think of the word mommy the same way anymore. Creeps me
Could
out.
not find
Makes
my
me
other
feel
can.
gross.
It's probably upstairs or something.
Yeah, I'm
But
excited because I really enjoyed Barbarian.
this
like-
movie, this new movie, Weapons, looks even more intense.
Yeah.
Because like,
Hold on a second.
kind of like children seems to be a big focus of this, and that's always a bad sign.
Yeah. And let's be clear. Why Does Kids You Know is kind of a fucked up show.
Mhm.
And so you're taking like fucked up creativity for comedy things, and then now you're inputting fucked up creativity for horror, which is cool.
Yeah, like
By the
It's
way,
a
I dropped
really
the
good
link in the
trailer.
chat for everybody that wants to see the trailer.
it's an
It's only like 2
extremely
minutes.
good trailer. Because like, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the last half of the trailer that's just like blink and you miss it kind of shit, where you have to actually like go frame by frame to actually see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure with the whole like what is necessarily happening, but I'm interested in what this movie is. So
Just like one of the things, like when I like went back through the trailer and went frame by frame, one of the things that like really struck me is like there's just this like quick glimpse of this woman who is just sitting at a table and repeatedly stabbing herself in the face with a fork.
nice.
And like you can see all the fork holes in her cheeks and shit. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, Zach is really big on stuff like that. I've heard him talk about it a lot after Barbarian came out, because he was actually legally able to talk about all the stuff that he wanted and did for Barbarian. And he was just talking about it on live stream with the other Why Does Kids You Know guys. He has a real passion for it. I really enjoy. I want to see it because he's excited about it as well, and I like that.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch it with you probably, because we watched Barbarian together.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But I found out something interesting about like the production leading up to this movie, actually.
Yeah.
Apparently Jordan Peele tried to get his hands on this script.
Oh, Zach's not going to do that. It's his baby. All of his scripts are his babies.
Well, the thing is like there was a bidding war over this script between Jordan Peele and Universal Studios and New Line Cinema.
Mm-hmm.
And New Line Cinema ended up winning the bid at $38 million for the script.
Yeah.
And Jordan Peele fired his management team in response.
Nice. I guess. I don't know. Well,
And
he didn't win the
apparently,
bidding war?
yeah, because he didn't win this script. He fired them.
Yeah, well, maybe you should participate yourself instead of having other people do your dirty work, you fucking bitch. I also don't want him anywhere near it. Anyways, so that's. I want people to just let Zach Krager just do what he wants to do.
And apparently the other thing that I've been seeing is that this movie was originally going to be released in January of next year, which, for those of you who know movies and release schedules, January is a dumping ground.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you release movies that you have no faith in, or you just don't expect to do anything. It happens to a lot of horror movies.
And it's also the time that you release a lot of films so that you reach the time period to be applicable for any award ceremonies that are coming up.
Yeah, a lot of your Oscar bait will get dropped in December or January.
Yeah.
But
like
apparently,
like a horror movie dropping in August, then probably being streaming services by October is fucking good move.
well, the reason for that is, this is what I've been reading anyway, is that the test screenings for weapons were so overwhelmingly positive that they moved it to August. They moved it up.
You know what? Let's do a little round of applause.
Yeah, I'm
for Zach.
very
Good job,
interested.
Zach.
Yeah, the guy's
just
apparently
watch
living
the,
his dream right now.
Yeah.
Should we just watch it here?
The trailer?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Copyright might be a thing with New Line Cinema.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I dropped the link in the chat for everybody.
Yeah, I encourage everybody to check the trailer out.
I haven't had
'Cause
a
it's
chance to
brutal.
watch it, but I've got a kiddo.
Yeah. One thing to know about Zach is he's also like he's one of those real addicts. Like he just gets addicted to everything. He locks up his game controllers because has that kind of addictive personality. So
Yeah.
he's channeling all that addiction into writing lately, and yeah, all that addiction energy, yeah, just channeling it into writing movies and shit.
Just a heads up, I've got 15 degrees before I have to go take the meat off of the barbecue.
All right, so that's like 10 minutes.
No, well, I've got the barbecue's cooking at 180. So that
Okay.
could be about,
Excuse me.
that could be just before the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah. His meat has not reached to the internal temperature yet.
Yeah.
I know how to make his meat hot and ready.
Well, then I also have to fucking sear it and all
Like
that
little
stuff.
skeezers.
So. Yeah, I got this new pellet grill. It's nice. It's a Weber pellet grill. I've got my, here. I've got my thing right here. You can see the red line is the barbecue itself. The blue line is the probe. But, yeah. It's a smoke, it's a pellet griller. If you want to look it
Yeah,
up,
my
it's a
dad,
Searwood 600.
My dad has a pellet
Yeah, my
smoker.
brother-in-law's got a really nice smoker.
My dad has a pellet smoker. It's right on the other side of this wall over here.
Yeah. One of the things I like about mine is I can actually still do the show while this is going, because I can check the temperature at will.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can
It's
kind
just
of
like,
do
I'll
the
let
same.
you know when it's ready.
You can kind of do the same thing with a with just a Bluetooth or wireless thermometer, but it's a little different still.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's a tri-tip, but it's still worth doing it low and slow. It goes a lot
of course,
quicker.
everything.
It takes a couple of hours to cook instead of half to 3/4 of a day, but you still get that smoky flavor.
Yeah. 90% of the time, if you can go low and slow, you should, regardless of
Yeah.
what it is.
It also really depends on the cut.
Oh, absolutely. Like a, I think skirt steak.
Like-
you generally want to go high and quick because it doesn't matter if you
Yeah,
go
you-
low and
you-
slow. It's gonna cook fast.
You just want to sear it real quick and lock everything in.
But like the tougher the cut, the more dense the muscle fibers are. Like brisket,
The
you wanna go
lower, the slower.
slow. Because you want all of that fiber to break down over the course of the cooking so that it's exceptionally tender.
Yeah, I'm
Just
thinking about
falls
getting
apart.
some. I'm thinking about getting a brisket to slow cook. I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure
why
out.
not?
I'm wondering how long it. I should look up how long it would take to cook that at 180.
Like some people ask us, like, why does everybody choose brisket for like barbecue and stuff if it's such a tough cut of meat and takes so long to cook? And it's like, because brisket's also really flavorful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you actually take the time, then it's not tough. It's soft as hell.
Yeah.
You don't even need teeth if you do it right.
Well, the thing is, like, people are like, why wouldn't you just start with a more tender cut that would cook quicker if you want those results? It's like, because then you don't get the brisket's flavor.
Yeah.
Like, the only seasonings I have on it, I've dry brined it overnight, so it's plenty salty. But also I've got garlic smeared on it and pepper on it. That's about it.
Much like the Europeans react to how big the US actually is videos, I also like seeing Europeans eat American barbecue for the first time. And I saw this one video the other day. This couple went into this barbecue place and she asked for like a low-fat slice of brisket. And I'm surprised she didn't get punched because she was in Texas. Like, which is fine. Like, the slices of brisket without all the fat on it, they're still good. But, like, come on.
I'm guessing she got a, one of those, oh, bless your hearts.
They were respectful. They didn't really record the workers at all, so you couldn't see any of their reactions. And they were busy. And then I saw them eating ribs with a knife and fork.
There's not enough meat to make eating ribs with a knife and fork worth it. Like, don't get me wrong.
The knife
ribs are good.
You like pull it off the bone with the knife and fork, I guess. I don't know. Just eat it. They were also eating chicken on the bone with a knife and fork. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're dumb.
Yeah, that one's strange to me. Like yesterday,
Yeah,
like I went to
motherfuckers.
this place. We got this place called Kaplinger's Fresh Catch.
Well,
and they fly
Larry,
in like fresh seafood from all over the country.
Yeah, Larry, correct me if I'm wrong, but like even a lot of European countries still eat hamburgers with a knife and fork. I don't know what's wrong with you people over there. You have free healthcare. Just eat things.
Yeah, it's not free. It's just already paid for.
Yeah,
I had frog legs.
Just eat stuff.
I had frog legs yesterday, and like that's part of the fun of eating frog legs is just like grabbing them by their little pelvis and like snapping their legs apart so you can eat them individually.
Larry, I can't tell you how many stories I've heard of an American walking into a burger place and the entire restaurant is eating them with a knife and fork.
Yeah, I think it's the Dutch.
I've also heard plenty of instances where you get that and they
That's the spirit, Larry. I like your style.
that's solid. But they see, oh, an American. Oh, how do you like our burgers? Oh, is it good? Is it bad? Oh, that's how you eat it.
Like it's like if I'm watching, it's like, why are you compressing the bun? You're ruining it.
You can give a quick push down on the bun when you first get it, but you're not supposed to be compressing it full hard on. And even that one when you start out is kind of stupid.
Yeah, like I agree with you. It's like when it comes to like reacting to like American food, it's like My favorites are like American barbecue, and the other one is biscuits and gravy.
Eh.
Well, no, it's because like, especially in like UK parlance, it's like those two words bring to mind very different things.
Yeah.
Or just like anytime somebody in the UK like tries to make biscuits and gravy, but they do it wrong, and the comments just eat them alive.
Well, no, the comments are actually very nice, and then give proper recipes on how to make it.
Just like the
I know.
But it's
peanut butter
but
and
it's
jelly.
that, it's that like, but there's the undertone of you fucking retard.
You mean just like the peanut butter and
Yeah, it's
jelly
just like
video
the-
we watched?
What?
Oh God!
We
Sorry,
Where he
watched
made it
two.
with fucking Jello.
He made it
Yeah.
with Jello the first time. He made it with the wrong bread. Oh my god! And then the second time, he at least had the
That
right
one's still
kind
one of my
jelly,
favorite.
the right kind of
Yeah,
peanut
that-
butter, but he still somehow fucked it up.
Yeah.
I think that same guy released a video not too long ago where apparently to him the concept of a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup was completely foreign.
Yeah. Yeah, grilled cheese is
Bar,
a thing.
get your countryman's head out of his ass.
No, that was a different guy.
Was it?
Yeah, the Portuguese guy, he's fine. He's kosher.
Not if you talk to Bar. He's a mainland
Yeah,
piece of shit, according to Bar.
Well, no, he's an inland piece of shit. That's different. When it comes to like his food takes and stuff, he's okay. He actually, when he makes like American food, he actually does it relatively properly.
Yeah, he researches what needs to be done.
Yeah. And like when he doesn't do it correctly, he's only off by a bit. He's not like wildly off like using Jello for PB&J.
Oh
Yeah, that
man,
was
I just
wild.
you know what? I just found a video of that of the guy we're talking about reacting to the video we're talking about.
Yeah. That's how
I'm watching that later.
the Portuguese guy reacting to that guy making a PB&J with Jello is how I found the guy making the PB&J with Jello.
I'm pretty sure I've seen the PB and Jello guy. I think I've also seen him like doing reactions to like American weather and shit.
Oh, the peanut butter and Jello guy also recently came to the U.S. And his first experience with biscuits and gravy was he DoorDashed from IHOP to his hotel room.
Oh no!
I
mean, don't get me wrong,
Rimshee
IHOP's
says
not
it all.
Terrible.
But
There
DoorDashing it,
isn't the choice of-
if you're there, sure, but don't DoorDash it.
Exactly. The issue there isn't the choice of where he got his
Biscuits and gravy does not
from.
travel well.
It's that he got it DoorDashed.
Yeah, it's not a travel food. It does not travel well.
No.
It's like the biscuits will start to, get harder as they cool, and you don't want that.
Yeah, and the gravy will start to
And you want your
congeal.
gravy.
Yeah.
It needs to flow, so it
It needs
smothers
to be
the
hot.
entire biscuit
It needs
surface.
to be hot. It needs to be hot so that I can soak in.
Also, this does not count as a food derailment.
No, this is a natural flow of conversation. This is not a derailment whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have zips this week. That was dope.
Ah, you bastard! Don't tease me with things I can't have.
You tease me with things I can't have all the time because you're in a fucking test market. So fuck
Yeah,
you.
fuck you.
No, I just report on the things that show up here. Like the PB&J fucking Reese's Big Cups, which are fucking trash. I can't believe they completely fucked that up.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
I can. But only because corporate.
I've told you guys before the day that the cops raided the pot farm I was working on was the morning we had a trans woman from the south making bacon gravy and biscuits. And she just poured the milk into the gravy when the cops rolled up. Like, didn't even get to whisk it in or anything. It fucking sucked so much.
I'm sorry, but if I had been that individual in that instance and see the cops go, it's like, you boys hungry?
The cops were very nice. They did turn off the oven so the biscuits didn't burn. So we still had the homemade biscuits. But the gravy got
biscuits and gravy just doesn't keep.
Yeah. No. Gravy got fucked. But the biscuits were still good. We just put some jam on them instead.
Always a fine choice.
Yeah.
Jam or honey? Like, those are two acceptable things to do with biscuits.
Some people did honey. I did jam. I had a nice blackberry jam.
Nice.
But some people did honey because we had honey. I like blackberry jam, by the way. Anybody out there?
Yeah, blackberry's good. I prefer black raspberry when I can find it, but that's hard to find. Because not a lot of people make it. Actually, you'd have a better chance of finding it than me, Jables. Because that part of the country actually cultivates them. It's one of the few parts of the country that actually cultivates black raspberries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my jam.
Oh, you got the jam.
Danish Orchard. Blackberry.
Speaking of black raspberries, I got cake that I need to make at the end of the month.
Yeah. But yes, we do have black raspberries available around here, and huckleberries too. Huckleberries are very big around here.
Mm-hmm. Lesser known relative of blueberries.
Yep. Oh, and for all of you, if any of you are allergic to eggs out there, if you're doing baked goods, applesauce is actually a good substitute for eggs because eggs are a binding agent and applesauce does pretty much the same thing. Just a little tip.
Just the tip, though.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful though with the amount of applesauce that you add though, because if you add too much, then your cake will turn out denser and moister than you were intending.
Yeah. But trial and error. There's enough mommy blogs out there that tell you how much to use anyway, so you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can figure it out.
Don't be afraid to go online.
Larry doesn't know about applesauce.
Maybe that's a U.S. thing too.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
It's basically pureed apples with some sugar and cinnamon.
You don't always have to add
Not
sugar
always-
to them. Some companies do,
Yeah.
but
And you don't
You
always
can
have
get
to add
varieties
cinnamon.
without
It's just
added
better
sugar.
with cinnamon.
Oh, absolutely.
you also get ones like you can have applesauces that like have other pureed fruits mixed in. Like I like a good strawberry applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
Pear applesauce is also good.
Yep.
Yeah, applesauce is still raw fruit, whereas apple compote is actually heated and cooked.
Compote.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
not Europe.
there's
Might
still
as
a
well
cooking
be
process
compost. You know what I'm saying?
There's still a cooking process for like most commercial applesauces. A lot of them are pasteurized, but
Yeah, apple compote retains the shape and texture of apples with no additional water, whereas applesauce I guess applesauce is cooked, but it's cooked with water, sometimes sugar and seasonings, and then it's pureed.
like I said, most commercial applesauce is pasteurized because don't want microbes developing in it while it's on the
There's
shelf.
a huge difference between cooking something and pasteurizing it, though.
It's kind of like a boiling.
Yeah, but there is a difference. Cooking it involves more than just heating it up. It's heating it up for a set amount of time in order to change the actual form of the food, whereas pasteurizing it is heating it up.
Excuse me.
Heating it up in order to kill off bacteria, and that's about all you're going for.
By the way,
I mean, it still does alter
everybody-
things a bit because
everybody out
raw
there,
milk
I'm getting
does not
real
have quite the same consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting real sick of the raw milk trend that's going on right now. Because a lot of people are getting sick, for one, because of it. Yeah, raw milk is delicious, and it's really awesome to have every once in a while. Quit making it your mainstay. You're gonna get sick eventually.
Yeah, like,
This has been my
especially
health
if
PSA.
you're getting, especially if it's not actually like if it's your cows that you are meticulously maintaining, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
like whenever you're getting it from somebody else, you're always increasing your risks.
Yeah, well, if it's like my buddy down the street, sure, I'll get some raw milk from him. But, come on, be realistic, guys.
Yeah.
They started pasteurizing milk because women were constantly having miscarriages from the bacteria that they were ingesting with the milk that they were drinking.
Now, one thing that I can recommend, though,
Which
is
also, if you accidentally get somebody pregnant, then sure, raw milk
One
all day
thing-
every day.
that I can recommend if you can get them raw at a reasonable price is eggs.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting thing. It just has to do with how it's sold in the US versus UK. But the UK goes with effectively raw eggs. They're not cleaned or anything like that. It keeps the surface coating that is meant to protect the egg on the egg. It just means that the egg is a little bit dirty and you have to clean it before you actually use it. But you can leave them on the counter.
Yeah, and they will keep
Larry,
for
in
months.
the US, our eggs get washed, and there's a protective film on eggs that
Gets
prevents
destroyed when they're washed.
Yeah, it gets destroyed when they're washed, and the protective barrier on the eggs keeps bacteria from getting into the eggs, so that's why eggs are refrigerated in the US.
Yeah, because some lawmakers a while back in the U.S. decided they didn't like the idea of bird stuff on their eggs.
Larry, our eggs still take a very long time to go bad. They just need to be refrigerated instead. That's it.
It's a different method of preservation. They go bad a little bit quicker, but it's not that much quicker.
Yeah, I see a lot of people who like will check the date on their eggs and throw them away based on that date. Don't do that. What
No,
you
they're
need to do
still
is the
good.
water trick.
Yep. Always do the water check.
It's like, how do you know if your
was-
egg is still good? Get a glass of water, fill it about half to 3/4 of the way full. Take
Enough
your
to
egg
cover the egg.
and drop it in the cup. Yeah. Take the egg and drop it in the cup. If the egg sinks, it's good. If it floats,
It's fresh.
it's fucked.
It
If it
depends on
floats,
how
it's-
much it's floating too. As long as it's sitting on the bottom, you're fine.
If it floats to the point that it starts standing up, perfect for making hard boiled, and now you got egg salad sandwiches.
Hell,
Yeah.
those are still good to use for anything anyway. It's just once it starts
They're-
floating, you've really got to be like,
Well, no,
get rid of it.
When they're floating to the point that they like stand up, maybe even a little off the bottom, that's when if you hard boil those ones are actually easier to peel.
But like
Yeah.
you can still like if you're cooking them through like say like you're making a fried egg sandwich, like as long as you fry it through, you're still safe for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, like once your egg is no longer making contact with the bottom of the cup, don't risk it.
I have,
As
and
long as
nothing
it
bad
doesn't-
has happened, but that's because I made an informed decision. I know how my fridge is, I know how my house is. I felt comfortable enough with it, but in general, I would agree with you. If it's floating, and you don't, mostly because you don't know how long it's going to be floating. It could have been floating for months, at which point, yeah, you don't fucking risk that. But you know your area. You know how long it's been since the last time you tested it, and it hasn't been that long. It's probably still fine as long as you cook it right away.
Yeah.
Still, out there, if you're testing it and it floats, like fully floats, get rid of it. Just get rid of it.
But yeah, like refrigerated eggs, as long as you're doing the egg test past the date, you'll find the eggs usually keep at least a few weeks after that date.
Yeah, it'll baffle you how long they actually keep after because that Best Buy date, that's not an expiration date. That is how long the company will stand behind the product.
Yeah. And that's the date that stores will take them off the shelves to prevent themselves getting sued.
Mm-hmm. It could be perfectly fine, but they don't know that. They're not gonna risk getting sued, so...
Yeah. Somebody that used to work at a Walmart in the dairy and frozen section, the amount of waste is
Like,
insane.
The only stuff that I say, like, really, that you need to be really, really vigilant about when it comes to the dates is, like, milk and whatnot. You really don't want to trust that.
Milk is pretty accurate. You maybe got a couple days after the expiration date, but other than that,
A couple days. After that, don't take your chances.
meat depends on the meat. But eggs, I don't know. Sometimes they last forever. Sometimes they don't last at all. I don't know what goes on with eggs.
Butter's another weird one.
Yeah. Salted butter, you're
It's like-
pretty much good.
Yeah, that'll last a long time. But even unsalted butter is just like, when did I buy this? Opens up the butter thing. It's like, oh, it still smells all right.
Yeah.
Just keep it cold. As long as you keep it cold.
Well, salted butter you can leave on the counter. That's fine.
Well, I was specifically referring to unsalted.
Oh no, I'm just covering
Because
all
I've had
bases.
unsalted butter that I've just like found in the fridge, and I'm like, how long has this been here? Yeah, it still
Yeah.
smells all right.
Yeah. Oh. Let's move on a
Yogurt,
bit.
though, don't trust. Don't trust yogurt.
Hey, so I've been applying for a lot of jobs lately.
You don't say.
Mhm.
I just got laid off on Friday, so we're all unemployed again. We're all the unemployed saints again.
Yeah, but you're also a
Lesser
union,
sites
so
of
you're at
unemployment.
least on a list, and you're going to get a job eventually. So
Yeah.
I have no
I
guarantees.
I found a manufacturing job right up the street from me, and they totally bypassed my application. Just like I got a notification that they legit just said no. And I mean, come on, guys.
Yep.
I'm right down the
I
street.
know how that
I've worked for a
feels.
manufacturing company for 11 years before this. It's fucking bullshit. Larry, you're saying just work enough to pay rent and groceries? Yes. I would like to do that. Here's the problem.
I have tastes and stuff I want to do, so I'm not limited to that. And one of those tastes is having a wife and kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've gotten real tired of just like the narrative being it's like, oh, it's like there's tons of like job openings. It's just that nobody wants to work anymore. It's like that's not the entire truth, though, is it?
I applied to be an ice cream truck driver this summer, and then I sent them an extra message last night, just being like, I can do magic tricks too. I'd be an awesome ice cream truck driver.
Because I cannot tell you how many times over the last 4 years, over 4 years now, that I've put in applications that either, even if I contact them again, I never hear anything back, or I just get a message just like, we've decided to move forward with other candidates, or we've decided to move on with something else at this time, with no explanation. They never tell you what you could have done better, or like what they were actually looking for. They keep that obscured from you.
In this place, it's a small company. There's like 10 people that work there. I'm thinking about just driving over there and just being like, hey, sup? What's going on?
Hey,
Why'd you
motherfuckers.
deny me? I'm a cool guy.
That won't help
Come
you,
on.
unfortunately. That might actually hurt you.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. It's
happened.
like, I have walked into places and like, hey, it's like apply online. They don't even want to talk to you.
Well, yeah, it all depends on the place. So like a small company like that doesn't have a lot of employees and stuff like that, where it's just like, you know, it's all self-contained. The owner is also one of the workers, sort of things. Those are fine to like go in and be like, "What's up?" But anything else, pretty much don't do that. I had to check my mom on that because my niece, she's 17 and she's looking for a job, and my mom's like, "You need to go in and talk to a manager." I'm like, "Nope." I shut that down right away. Nope, that's not going to help. It's not going to do anything. It's not how things work anymore, Mom.
Yeah, I had to explain the same thing to my grandma. It's like, what? You can't just like go into a place and ask for a job? I'm like, no, they don't do that anymore. A lot of places don't, anyway.
Yeah, unless it's a small like mom and pop shop thing, you can't do that. Larry, yes, they have the worst job advice now. when they were originally getting jobs, it was fine.
Just
that's how
tell
it
them
worked.
that you were a store manager
norm.
at Toys R Us. They can't prove you wrong anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I've been applying for all sorts of shit that I'm not qualified for. There's a bunch of websites like Indeed and Glassdoor and stuff like that where you can just upload your resume and just apply to shit tons of jobs.
God, Indeed
And
is so useless.
my parents are like, there was one day my parents were like, "Have you been like applying for jobs?" And then I just pulled up the websites because they keep a list of everything you applied for, and there's like hundreds of applications that I've put out. And they're like, "Oh, okay." That was that. Yeah. I did find a company that's doing events for like outdoor movies for the summer. I think that'd be cool. I just have to set up all the equipment. Easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
So remember how I said I had 15 degrees before I had to go get my meat? It's only raised by about 10.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah, we're solid.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find something.
Yeah, I would say the same thing, but I'm in a much different boat. I just got laid off on Friday from a short call. That was that was an interesting call. It's a specific type of short call that we call a show call. Basically, if you show up to that job and you're not expecting to get laid off at any point between your first day and or starting with your first day, if you're not expecting to get laid off, then you're not gonna have a fun time.
Larry, my resume is padded as fuck. Okay. Our unemployment is so low in this country right now. The companies are being picky about who they hire. Yeah. Because that's how the world works.
Yep.
It sounds contradictory on paper, but the reality is everybody's hired. So that's...
Yeah, most places either have job openings just to make it look like they're hiring, because that looks good on...
In order to get government subsidies.
Yeah, exactly. It looks good on government subsidies, or on... oh yeah, we're growing. We constantly have openings for new positions. Investor calls. That's what I was thinking of.
I've been thrown in applications at the dollar store.
The vast majority of applications that I've put in over the last 4 years, I never heard back.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunately pretty common.
I found a job that's like an hour and a half of cleaning work. It's just like vacuuming an office, essentially. So it's like an hour and a half a day. Nothing back. I can do it. I have the time. I'm not doing shit.
Yeah, and just like, you know, I tried to apply to a bunch of positions for like call centers or just like receptionist stuff, you know, like basically just answering phones. And the times where I did hear back, if I ever did, it's just like, do you have any prior experience answering phones? And I'm like, well, no, I haven't done a call center job before. And say, well, fuck you then. We don't want you.
No.
Yeah, do you have experience answering phones? I answered this one, motherfucker.
It's insane to me. It's like call centers are now requiring, it's like a minimum a lot of the times, like 2 years of like phone experience. And it's like, are you fucking serious?
I talk on the phone all the time. I've prank called the Pentagon. You guys remember that?
Like it's literally the meme of we're looking for someone in their early to mid 20s with 30 years of experience.
Yeah, that's a meme.
That's the other problem. That's the other problem, is that a lot of these places that claim they're hiring, or like even if they are hiring, no one wants to train anymore.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you got like my industry where apprenticeship is a big thing, and it's a kind of, yeah, you get an apprentice, you don't have to pay them as much, but in return you have to understand that they still have to learn the trade, so that when they become journeymen, they're not a waste of space. And I've had a couple apprentices that I enjoy teaching them. Hell, I'm teaching apprentices, not right now, but I'm teaching apprentices this year and next year. I'm already signed up to teach them next year. In a classroom environment.
Yeah, there's so many places now where if you don't have, like, if you haven't done the thing that they're hiring you to do, or like trying to hire you to do, there's so many places now where if you haven't done it, they just won't bother with you, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking into getting in with like a locksmithing company, because that just sounds like fun to me.
I know the feeling.
Then yeah, but like a part of that job is cutting keys. And then I walked into Walmart the other day, and there's a fucking key copying vending machine in the fucking Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not. Those don't cut as well normally. Like you'll on the whole.
I don't expect them to. It's a fucking vending machine.
Yeah, you're more often to get a good key than not, but it's perfectly possible for you to get a bad key, and it's not exactly uncommon.
Yeah. But they are reliable, like, because like my dad, like, he got everybody keys to my grandma's house after she got diagnosed, and he got them at a Lowe's, I think, out of like one of those little machines, and all those keys are fine.
Yeah. Well, it's a... Out of all the things today, Crab, you clipping that? That's weird. But yeah, it like cutting keys. They might be a little janky. They might not work perfectly. They might not be cut perfectly, but they'll be cut well enough.
Well, Larry, it's not that locks are useless. It's that if you know what you're doing, if you've got practice with it, if you have that skill, locks will only keep the honest people honest. And that's generally true. You actually, more often than not, the failure isn't going to be the lock. It's going to be whatever the lock is physically attached to being broken off. So the door broken, kicked off of its hinges, or kicked out of the door jamb so that they can access it. It's not the lock that failed.
Yeah, like when
but the one thing that like kind of frustrates me, but also makes me kind of giggle a little bit about lockpicking lawyer, is he never tells you what the good locks are because he's using them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying like I was any like sort of like thief or anything, but like when I was in high school, I figured out how to pick simple locks with like a paper clip.
Yeah. My dad's a
And
licensed
the main,
locksmith.
you know what the main
All right,
reason
I got 2
was though,
degrees before I gotta pull it off.
is that whenever I would go to the bathrooms in my middle and high school, I would pick the locks on the toilet paper dispensers to get
Yeah.
to a fresh roll.
Fuck yeah. I dig it.
Because
Those
it
are
just
super
felt
easy to
nicer.
pick, though. Yeah.
Well, as I said, like I'm not considering myself like a master thief or anything. It was like, yeah, I taught myself how to pick those locks so I could get my better toilet paper.
I wanted a clean butt.
Because like that single ply toilet paper that schools get, like if it's just been sitting there in the air for a while, it gets really stiff and scratchy, and I don't like it.
Yeah. All right. I think we should just call it a show. Rimshee's meat's almost done. He's about ready to burst.
Yeah,
It's almost time for me to actually pay attention to it again.
Yeah.
This one
But,
took about 2 hours to cook, so I guess about a pound, an hour per pound. That's cool. That's good to know.
Give it a good old.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in. When Weapons is out of theaters, Sarah and I are gonna be doing a movie night with it. So
Yeah, don't leave me out of that.
we got months until that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't even talk
That
to you guys
reminds me.
about
Speaking
how...
of movies, we need to talk about how we watched Alien and Aliens at some point.
Yeah.
Because we forgot.
Yeah, we can talk about that
watched
next week.
them. No, we didn't,
No.
because the weekend that we were supposed to talk about it, like after we'd watched them, Rimshee wasn't available.
Oh yeah. We need to talk about, I've been watching Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds lately.
Hmm.
Yeah. We can talk about that. Yeah, slap that meat, Rimshee.
Did we spicy?
Slap it. Spank it. Alright. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week.
All right. Later,
All right.
everyone.
Bye.